Once in a small, quiet town, there lived a humble farmer named Robert. He was a man of few words but great strength, both physically and mentally. His life had been filled with hard work, sacrifice, and the quiet joy of seeing his crops flourish each season. Robert's greatest pride was his son, Thomas, who was growing into a young man full of promise, yet filled with doubts about his own abilities. From an early age, Thomas had watched his father work tirelessly on the farm, tending to the animals, fixing fences, and working the soil. He admired his father's strength and resilience but often wondered if he would ever be able to live up to such greatness. Thomas had dreams of his own. He wanted to become a teacher, to explore the world, to do something different from the life his father had known. Yet, each time he mentioned his dreams to Robert, his father would simply smile and say, "Hard work will take you further than you can imagine, my son." One autumn afternoon, as the sun was setting behind the hills, Thomas and Robert stood beneath an old oak tree on their farm. The oak had been planted by Robert when he was a young man, and it had grown tall and strong, its roots deeply entrenched in the earth, its branches reaching for the sky. The tree had been a symbol of Robert's life, steady, grounded, and unyielding, just like the man himself. "Father," Thomas said, hesitating, "sometimes I wonder if I'll ever be able to accomplish anything of significance. You've worked so hard, and yet, the world seems to demand more than just hard work. It's as if there's always something else that I need to be." Robert turned to his son, his weathered face softening with understanding. "Thomas," he began, "let me tell you a story about this tree." Thomas listened as Robert spoke of how he had planted the oak many years ago, with his own hands. It had been a small sapling, fragile and vulnerable, just like him at the time. But Robert had nurtured it through every storm, every drought, and every harsh winter. He had been patient, knowing that the tree would one day grow strong, if only he gave it time. Over the years, the oak had become a symbol of endurance, growing taller with each passing season, its roots spreading deeper into the ground, its branches sheltering the land from the fiercest winds. "You see, son," Robert continued, "this tree didn't grow overnight. It didn't rise to the sky in one season. It took time, patience, and the willingness to weather the storms. But, look at it now. It stands firm because it endured. It's not about how quickly we rise, it's about how deeply we're willing to take root, how much we're willing to work for something that matters." Thomas looked up at the oak tree, now glowing in the golden light of the setting sun. The realization began to settle in. It wasn't about reaching his dreams in a rush or comparing himself to others. It was about dedication, staying true to his path, and knowing that with time, his efforts would grow into something meaningful. "I understand, Father," Thomas said, his voice steady. "I may not have all the answers now, but I'll keep working. I'll be patient with myself, just like you were with this tree." Robert smiled and placed a hand on his son's shoulder. "That's all I ever wanted to hear. Success isn't measured by how quickly you get to your destination. It's measured by the strength you build along the way and the roots you put down." From that day forward, Thomas worked tirelessly to pursue his dreams, all the while nurturing the belief that true success comes not from immediate achievement, but from the long, steady process of growth and perseverance. Over the years, he became a teacher, not just of academics, but of life's deeper lessons, lessons his father had taught him without even realizing. And so, the legacy of the oak tree lived on, not just in the soil of the farm, but in the hearts of those who understood that greatness isn't born overnight. It's cultivated through patience, hard work, and an unwavering belief in oneself. Moral: just like the oak tree, true success takes time, effort, and resilience. Stay grounded, be patient, and trust the process, for your growth will be worth every challenge you face.